Now let's modify our road texture to create a wet look. Something like in these reference images. Okay. So we probably want to use some sort of a blend map to blend these less reflective areas with these very wet areas with puddles with perfect reflections. And the overall color of the road is darker as well. Let's open our road texture and make it darker. Okay, I'm just gonna use the curves tool, bring it down like this. And maybe hue saturation as well. And this is gonna be road diffuse wet. Okay. Let's create a new material. Actually, let's copy this one to another slot. Road wet. And change our diffuse to a simple bitmap. Right, so here it is. Let's drag and drop. Right, so the wet road is a bit more reflective than regular. So we can increase the glossiness a bit. Maybe like this. And make the reflections a bit stronger. I'm just gonna increase the RGB level here in the output settings. Okay. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to turn off the displacement for now. As you can see, it already looks darker and more contrasty, sort of a wet effect. Maybe let's reduce the bump slightly. And maybe increase the glossiness even more. Let's try 0.75. And now we want to create some puddles on the road, some perfectly reflective surfaces. So to do this, we're going to use V-Ray blend material. So first I'm going to, okay, let's reduce the bump even further. Let's try 5. Okay, let's change the material to VRAY-blend. Keep all material as submaterial and copy it to the code material slot as well. And here in the code material, we're gonna increase the glossiness to 0.99 to make it almost perfectly reflective. And increase the reflection strength as well. Actually, we can get rid of the reflection map and use a simple color here. Right. Let's try a lower Fresnel IOR. For water it would be 1.33. And right now it's blending it at 50%. We want to use a custom map here. Okay. I'm gonna simply paint over in Photoshop just with a white brush. Paint in some puddles. More along the edges. I'm gonna try some random shapes and see how it looks first. Okay. Let's make the base darker, like this. Maybe duplicate the white part and blur them slightly. For a softer transition here. And maybe with the smudge tool I'm gonna slightly distort some of these blurred areas. Actually, we can reduce the size of this texture a bit. Since it's not too detailed, just some white patches, we don't need a huge resolution. Right, let's set it at 3000 by 3000. Okay, and let's smudge it a bit. Maybe some parts of these crisp puddles as well. Okay, let's test it out and see how it looks. back to 3D Max and set this texture in the blend amount slot. And re-render. Right, the bump is too strong for this one, for the coat material. You can see some nice puddles. But the water is a bit too rough, not smooth enough. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my coat material and reduce the bump to maybe 1. Okay, to make it a bit more realistic, we're gonna have to adjust our diffuse map slightly. I'm gonna open the diffuse map. Okay, and it's the same image, so I'm gonna just select everything, copy merged, close the image without saving, and reopen it. Alright, and now I'm gonna paste and scale it up like this. What I want to do is invert this image so the white parts become black, blur it, and blend it with the lower layer to make the areas around the puddles darker or more wet. Alright, so let's try multiply and reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, let's resave it. And maybe reduce the blend amount to, let's say, 95. So a bit of our base material is visible through the coat. Maybe 90. Okay, let's re-render. Let's make the wall a bit darker. Okay, maybe let's adjust the mask slightly. can open it, duplicate the layer, add a filter, clouds filter here. Okay, let's desaturate. Maybe make the overall effect more wet. Let's try it. Okay, so now the surface is a bit more patchy, like some wet patches all along. I think it looks a bit better. Right, and that's the basic idea on how you create a wet road material.